Gifts and Cafe is located at 3742 Main Street in downtown Folkestone, Georgia. Lunch is served on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Come join the fun food and fellowship, whether you're a local tourist or a real fan. We also serve Bluebell ice cream, coffee, and lattes, while we also have train designs on custom t-shirts and unique gifts. Come see us.
Go Indians from Whistling Dixie.
All right, good afternoon and welcome to the Coach Murray Show. Take two. We're not live now. We were a second ago. I don't know where we were going, Coach. But this past Friday night, took care of Clinch County 35-34 in overtime. That was quite a game.
Oh, yeah, exciting game for sure. I think it might have been the most exciting of the series. You know, I think it was the 71st game. You know, I've been been fortunate to be a part of a lot of them, and certainly for me it was one of the most exciting. And Coach Tyson commented on that. He called me one time this weekend, and we talked about that, and about how great it was to be such a part of such a great game, and atmosphere, and it was a good one. If you didn't get to see it or didn't see it on CSN, you missed a good one for sure.
We had a blast calling that game. Got a little nervous there in the fourth quarter, but it turned out great. Overtime, Wyatt Cruz hitting that final PAT. I was joking with their family Sunday afternoon after the Jaguars game that the Jags need to sign Wyatt.
Yeah, well, I guess so. I'd heard that the kicker had a bad time down there. But, yeah, Wyatt's pretty solid. Could he be better? Yes, but we all could be. Could it be worse? Oh, certainly. But he does a good job. He's pretty solid, dependable, and, he won the Clinch game for us last year. Those two big field goals, and he certainly, got that one, that extra point Friday night in overtime. That was good.
I know we're over here in the weight room. We went to the Maidens game last. I'm glad you made that call last night. We were originally scheduled to do the coach show over the field house like always.
Yeah.
You said, Adam, I'm going to the game.
Yeah, I wanted to go to the game. Our girls had a chance to win the region, and I know they fell a little bit short according to whatever, but I'm still proud of them, and I hope they keep their heads up because that was quite an accomplishment, and I wanted to help do my part in helping us win today per se. And, I have two little cousins on there, Emma and Charlie and Woolard, and they do a great job for the softball team. And Coach Baxter's one of my buddy roads since I've been, started coaching. And I'm so glad I went over there to watch that 2-0. That was, and they battled hard, and they didn't falter. There was a couple times they could have quit, and they didn't. And they just stayed at the right moment. And, Gabby got up to bat with somebody on base, and she knocked over the fence, and they won. Yeah, I was tickled. And, I told you earlier when I walked in, I went right by their announcers, I guess, to their live stream, and they were talking about that Lanier's trying to win their 30th game in a row in region. I said, wow. So don't sell our girls short on what they accomplished last night.
Yeah.
They stopped the 30-game region streak in Region 2A, and that's a pretty big deal. Yeah, and I think Emma struck out 13 batters, and I don't know. I know I couldn't hit her. Yeah, she pitched well, and and all. There's a lot of girls. I don't know. I was a fan. Derek, I'm an alumnus of the school, and I was a fan watching what was going on. So I'm trying to soak it up just like everybody else. And there's a lot of things I miss if I start mentioning girls out. But I saw a lot of hustle and a lot of gritty teeth and stuff like that from all the girls, and I'm proud of them for that. And I think they got a game today in Irwin, and I hope to take care of the business today. And we assured ourselves that we're going to host a playoff series, and that's outstanding. And I'm so proud of those girls for sure.
Yeah,
way to go. Way to win today, girls.
The 2 seed hosting at least the first round.
Yeah. Third.
The 3 seed out of Region 4.
Right,
so
right.
It's going to be – we get a home game. We get a home series, so that'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Coach, during our first take, we talked about Jaylen Lilly. What a week, man. He went off Friday night, 37 carries, 247 yards.
Yeah, that's what, 247. He had 37 carries, 242, whatever. That's what Hughes has, and so it was over 240 yards. And his performance, he won the state Georgia High School Football Daily Award for the state, and they only give 16 of these things out a year, and he won that. And they came down yesterday, and they presented him with a plaque, sports turf, and the AstroTurf folks couldn't come, but the sport turf people came and presented him with a nice plaque and a backpack, and said a few words about him, and he said a few words, thanking, his offensive line, and he mentioned them, and he thanked the coaches, but I told him, I said, it's all you. We put, you're putting that spot, we're only as good as our players are, and he's a dang good one. He's one of those old school dogs, you might say. He could have played with any of these teams we've ever had, and we don't have many of those boys that could have done that. But he's one of them that would have fit right in back in the 90s and in the early 2000s. And you talk about a great kid off the field. He's one of the best young men you'll find. He does a good job in the classroom. There's nothing but great things to say about him and his family. And he works hard. It didn't just because it just comes naturally to him, although he's got a lot of natural ability. But he butts his butt in that weight room right there, and he's got on the wall. You'll see some of the best numbers with Jaylen Lilly's name beside him for sure.
You could definitely see where the weight room is paid off from year 1 to the year 3. It's unreal.
Yeah, you don't tote the ball 37 times in a high school football game against a team like Clinch County and walk and I saw him Saturday morning. He's walking. Yeah, he was sore, but he was walking around. I mean, you got to be a man child, and I'm gonna say that even though he's getting close to 17 years old, but he's a remarkable young man. He works out with those weights, and he does a good job conditioning his body. And I contribute to Coach Jones and the rest of the coaches for getting him like that for sure.
And you could tell, too, in the fourth quarter when he went in for that win, or not the fourth quarter, in overtime, when he went in for that winning touchdown, he still had something left in the tank.
If you know him, there was nobody on that field. I mean, not that he would be selfish or anything, but he didn't want anybody else to touch that ball in overtime but him. He wanted to be the one to get us in there, not because he wanted it for him, but he wanted it to see those spears on top, and he felt like he had the best ability to get that. He wanted to be the one. Give me the ball, I'm going to make the play. Kind of like some of these baseball players we had, win the state championship. Hey, I know we're tied. We're down. Put me in the batter's box or hit the ball to me. I'm going to make the play. And that's just – he had that and we would have been crazy. Coach Phillips would tell you, too. We'd have been crazy to try to put it in somebody else's hand because he was the man on the field that night for sure. Clinch had – they had their number 5, a great running back himself. He was probably the next thing best to Jaylen out there on the field. But by far, Jaylen was the man out there Friday night.
You get 247 yards rushing. You got
5 touchdowns. Five touchdowns. 5 touchdowns against Clinch County. He can say that. Hey, I got 5 touchdowns against Clinch County. I don't know if we've ever had a kid. I had to check with Glenn if we've ever had a kid score in one game that many against Clinch County.
That's probably up there. On the back of the bulletin, back of the program
that's like Champ numbers, but Champ could get that thing on the 1 yard line and go. Jaylen had to beat these out a little bit and the other guys, but I'm proud of him and the kids.
That says a lot
sure.
about the offensive line too.
Oh yeah, those 5 guys did great. Let me get a shout out to them. James Lovett, our left tackle. Our left guard is Hayden's our center. Our left guard is Colin Lloyd. Our right guard is VJ Lewis, and our right tackle is Xavion Jackson. Those are the guys that paved the way. And we also brought Gage Renfro in, and Assad Akbar, and Eli Hobbs in too, because we had a little special jumbo package. So those guys were gritty, and our tight ends too, Jamie Jackson and Elias Williams. They did well too for us.
We're right here where it all starts, right here in the weight room.
Yeah, you probably hear some banging and the music playing. We got a new speaker last week, and Coach Jones is happy about that. And new microphone, he could yell at them and stuff. And yeah, they're getting after it. I'm proud of what I see going on fourth block for sure. They get after it.
On the defensive side of the ball, what we didn't get into in our take one, defensive side of the ball, they played great.
Oh yeah, as far as passing, we only gave up -2 yards in passing. They tried to throw a little bit, like you had talked about. They came with really, they were still trying to find themselves a little bit, but I think they did Friday night. I'd handed that number 5 as many times as I could. That Williams kid was something else. And they weren't successful throwing the ball, but running the ball, they ended up with 188 yards. But after I look at the stats a little bit, Glenn put some disclaimers in it or whatever. They had 3 TD runs that were 143 yards. And you take that out, they had 20. The rest of the time, they had 26 carries and only had 45 yards. So overall, our defense played well, pretty doggone well. And I'm proud of them for that effort. And and even though Clinch lost a lot from their team last year, they're still Clinch County, and they're well respected. Okay, and you won't find us not respecting them for sure. And that's a proud program, and we knew we were going to have to fight tooth and nail through everything to try to get there, and we had to do that, and we held it out.
In this region, it's going to be like this the whole
year.
I
hope so, and I hope it has us coming on top more than it has in the past. But we're getting there. We still got a ways to go. We're 5-0, and that's great. But like I tell the kids, they're all 5. They're behind us. Speaking
of 5-0, I don't mean to cut you off, but we moved up again. I know you don't care about it, but the fans like it. We're up to number 6 now.
Yeah, that's what the man told us yesterday from Georgia Football Daily. And I told the guys, that's just a recognition of their hard work, and that's going to happen. But you got to be prepared to play up to that. Just because you're there doesn't mean anything. I told them about my experiences coaching here when we had our teams that started number 1 and went all the way through. And, I don't know if we won it from starting off at number 1 wire to wire, but – we'd always start. We start early in the top 5, and sometimes you have to work harder when you get up to that point. And I think they're recognizing some of that. Of just trying to. And I challenged them Friday night about trying to win the day. It's a saying, and they're on T-shirts now. But we really have to do that. We have to try to win Monday. And we have to try to win Tuesday and Wednesday before we can even think about winning Friday, and I think they're focusing in on that, and that kind of help them with that target that they're going to be put on the back by being ranked. Okay, whatever. So we're 6th ranked, but there's some that means there's 5 more better, and who knows that this team that we're playing right next didn't win. In fact. If the season we only had 2 teams left, there's 2 teams left that we have to play that are better than they're ranked ahead of us. So we're going to see them before it's over with. So they recognize that, and it's been for this team it's new, but they're recognizing some of that, and I'm proud of their maturity on that part. 2 years ago it would have been too much for us, and we were real puppies, then, and we're still pretty young, but we're a lot older than we were,
We're seeing the fruits of all those last 3 years, all that labor.
Well, yeah,
we've got a ways to go.
Yeah, that's right. We're heading in the right direction, and that's kind of been a goal of mine since we started with this. You set expectations for your team, and surely you're expected to try to, your goal is to win a state championship, but in reality that wasn't going to happen, and it's, I just wanted to get better, and we had to get better, I guess, so much better, and
keep going.
and we're headed in that direction, and I see the kids in the weight room in the off season, and see how we did in the spring against Pierce, and see how we've done so far this year, and it's paying off, and even if if nothing else happens this year, I pray it still does, we can still say, hey, we got better, but we just need to keep trying to get better, and we still got a long ways to go this year, and I hope we can get there. I hope for it's all over we can get there.
Just win the day every minute.
Yeah, that's what you got to do for sure.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll talk about Turner County.
Okay.
I know you're fixing to have to get to practice.
Oh, yep.
All right, so we'll be right back. You're watching the Coach Murray Show on CSN.
See Stephanie Lovett, owner of Lovett Creations and Catering, LLC, for all your sweet tooth needs. Sweet treats include cupcakes, dessert jars, gourmet sugar cookies, cinnamon sugar pecans, candy apples, and more. Place your order for cakes and pies during the holidays. Catering, meal preps, keto meals, and desserts are also available. Visit Chef Steph's Meal Preps and Lovett Creations and Catering, LLC on Facebook.
For nearly 20 years, Georgia's electric membership cooperatives have made Friday night football electrifying. As the official energy provider of the GHSA, Georgia's EMCs are proud to support high school athletics in the communities we serve, standing behind every hike, every completed pass, and every team celebration. Because we know that today's high school athletes are tomorrow's local leaders. Georgia's EMCs.
All right, welcome back to the Coach Murray Show. Our second segment with we're going to talk about Turner County. They were in the same boat we were in this past Friday night. They were in an overtime battle as well versus Echo over there. They came out on the wrong end of that.
Yeah, they had a pretty exciting game over there in Pearson. They pretty well led all the way until the final play, and Atco tied it up and got the 2-point conversion on the last play. On the last play of the game. And Atco got the ball first and scored and got their 2-point conversion. Turner got the ball and scored, and they did not get their 2-point conversion. So it's pretty exciting atmosphere over there, too, for sure.
And, a wild night in Region 2, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
I think Irwin and Brooks had a tight game, too, Friday night.
I think it was 21-13. You're talking about two different animals there, though, when you talk about –
yeah.
You're talking about Irwin and Brooks now compared to the other four, but they squared off the other night too, and I think last year Brooks got them in the regular season. This year Irwin gets them, so who knows what's going to happen with that. But as far as Turner goes, they are so athletic. They are by far probably the next to Brooks. They're the best athletes we're going to see this year. And their record is very deceiving. They're 1-4. They've lost some great teams: Fitzgerald, Doherty, Worth County, and Atco. They're probably the best 1-4 team out there. And Coach Johnson does a great job with those kids, and they play for them. I mean, remember last year they didn't have about 30, and they got after it. Now they hung 50 on us in a heartbeat. And they took Metter in the first round last year and lost by a point. Now, they didn't have a kicker last year. Guess what? They got a kicker this year. So they're better than they were last year at some points. And they lost.
A tough place to play over there.
Oh, yeah, it has been. It has been. Coach McWhorter used to hate playing there. I used to have to talk to him 30 minutes trying to calm him down. We got it playing over there. He hates playing over there. I don't know if it's the Orange or what. But they changed their name, not the Rebels anymore. They're the Titans now. And they're fired up about that, and they're still homecoming. So I found out today. I wish they had told me a little bit sooner because I've already made my plans to go over there, and it's not just like going to Brantley. It's a trip, but we'll work it out. They are good and they're well coached, and we're going to be in another battle.
Yeah. And
but I hope these kids learned a lesson from last week. That they must work all the time. And Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday have been that. And from what I see in the weight room, what I've been seeing through my windows here, that, they're getting. I've seen those bars go up and down, and I'm hearing a lot of pep, and they're winning it in the weight room today too. We'll see when we get out on the practice field and get our walkthroughs and stuff like that. But I'm excited about about tomorrow for sure. I hope we can get everybody we can over there.
We're going to have a Road Warriors there with us tomorrow.
I hope so, because we're going to need it. Because I tell you what, this kind of sounds funny too, but it's, especially when I say it, but make some noise for our boys,
Yeah.
And they thrive off of it. And I know the girls last night, they liked some noise too. I hit and hollered for them, and Eric had her cowbells, and they had those horns they were blowing. McCormick did and stuff like that, but. The kids like that. They thrive off that energy, and our band needs to be like they always are. We got a great weapon with that band, and they used to get in all trouble all the time to playoff games because they were so loud, and they're getting that way again, and I like it, and our kids like it, and so I'm excited. I hope everybody can make it over there for sure.
Everybody get there early.
Yeah.
Kick off at 7:30 like always.
Yeah, and maybe it'll be a little later because they told us they needed us off the field at 7 for their homecoming activity. So I guess we'll be off at 7. We'll be over there in time for sure.
Get there at 7.
Yeah.
All right. They allow yourself. You sent me directions because we got a lot of new parents and all. Constantly feed new parents into the program, so I'll post the directions.
Okay.
To the field and everything tomorrow on the game link, and allow yourself, fans, you guys allow yourselves about 2.5 hours, 2 hours, 15 minutes to get over there. Something right around there, I think.
Yeah, the longest trip would be from that road from Waycross to Tipton takes forever for me.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I hate that ride.
And we're stopping at Waycross.
Yeah, we're going to Waycross. That's right.
All right, Coach. Anything else? I know you've got you got some notes over
there.
No,
I don't have. I said everything I need to say. Other than I hope everybody comes out and makes it, and makes the trip, and we really appreciate it so far. We're going, we get this when we go into open week and kind of lick our wounds because we are getting banged up a little bit. I got several guys banged up, and hopefully our quarterback can get back right 100%. And I got a couple offensive linemen that are beat up, and we need this open week because that was a tough game Friday night, and we paid for it in more ways than one for sure.
Friday night lived up to that title, Swamp Award.
Yeah, I think so. Hopefully we can have something over there in Ashburn. We can get that one.
All right, Coach, I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for watching the Coach Murray Show. We'll see y'all tomorrow night live from Turner County right here on CSN. But we want to see y'all in the stands up there. That's where we want to see is in the stands on the camera shot. All right, y'all. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you for watching.
Appreciate it. You stay as long as you need to, brother. Hey.
Finoki Sportsman is locally owned by Fred and Rawling Coley, who have loyally served the people of Folkestone, Georgia, and surrounding counties for 17 years. Hunting and fishing supplies, as well as live bait, are our specialties. Join us on Saturday, October the 10th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. to mix and mingle with vendors from the hunting industry and enjoy live music from Matt Knowles. Local, loyal, and laid back, Okefenokee Sportsman.
This has been my first experience with Walker Jones Nissan. Really, the thing that sold me was the fact that I had a good value, had a good product, but overall was the kindness and the love that was shown from the actual employees. From the top to the bottom, they're always there. So I prayed with them and I prayed for them. You can get a good deal from a lot of places, but you don't always get the follow-up like you get with Walker Jones's personnel, and that I admire.